Hi there. So today we're going to be answering some of your dark, dirty, sexy questions from the app known as Canid. You guys have been asking me a lot of questions on there, and for those of you who are unfamiliar with the app, it is an anonymous posting app, kind of like a web forum, but a cool version of 4chan. I have my own Mr. Repzion group set up. Feel free to join and ask me anything you want. Let's get into your guys' questions for today. You're always going to feel unready. It's a really common thing that a lot of people feel, is feeling unready to make that big, gigantic step. What you have to understand is feeling unready is a natural feeling. See, the thing is, we have this view, this idea, that everything has to be in perfect order. Events, money, cars, jobs, school, everything has to be in exact order in order for you to take that next step. And the reality is, no, it does not. That's an unrealistic view about the world that you have. So to take that next big step in your life is to have that type of mindset that everything needs to be perfect before you make that change, before you take that big step. And if you think like that, you're always going to feel unready. So my response is, do it. Just do it. Even if you feel unready, that doesn't mean that you're unready. The way you feel about yourself isn't necessarily a reflection of the reality around you. So for my best advice in this situation to take that next big step is just do it. Don't hesitate. You're going to feel unready. But part of feeling unready is out of fear. It's fear. In order to overcome that fear, you just have to do it. Don't expect everything to fall in place perfectly in your life, whether that be jobs, cars, monies, family, girlfriends, boyfriends, because you're setting yourself up to fail when you expect everything to fall in line perfectly, because that's not how life actually is. This is a bit rhetorical, but definitely pornography, because for the most part, pornography may be fake unless it's amateur pornography. But I would, if my significant other was into hentai, they would not be my significant other. I'm sorry, it's just how I work. I find hentai disgusting. I find actual human beings to be far more interesting and far more of a physique that interests me, that I desire, more than cartoon naked characters. I can't say that I've done anything really weird for a girl, but I've had weird requests from a girl for me to do something for her, which I never did. I've talked about that in some of my earlier Q&As. Scary. But I think it's weird for me because this is typically not something I would do, is I drove 5 hours out of my way. Actually, it was near in Spokane someplace. This was back in like 2008. I drove 5 hours for a date across my state. That's a pretty weird thing to do, to drive 5 hours. But I thought she was really, really attractive, and I thought that she was really, really pretty, and I thought that we would have, for some reason, I just thought we clicked. So, what did I do? I drove 5 hours to meet a girl on a date. I think that's a pretty weird thing. Definitely not something that I would ever do again. I'm related to Hitler. I have Hitler heritage. Didn't you know that I'm a white supremacist by nature because I'm German? That naturally every Jew that I see, I want to see him burnt to death? You have to be a really evil person to find a cure to cure cancer, to cure AIDS, to cure something that's dramatically affecting and killing people that there's no fix for, and take that and then make profit from it and make people pay millions of thousands upon thousands of dollars to have it. You're an evil person, I think. That is like the level of greed that takes for you to find a cure to help people, and then you charge millions of dollars, thousands of dollars for people to use that cure. That's horrible. If I found a cure for breast cancer, for any type of cancer, kidney cancer, I would for sure, 100%, give it to people for free. I would not want people to profit for it. I would give it to the public. I'd give it to the government for free usage so those people can get the help that they need so they don't die. I don't know. I really can't fathom how, obviously, unless you're so greedy that greed's all you care about, that you could just take pharmaceuticals or you could take things that can help people and not put them in debt and charge them for money. It's just astronomical to me. I can't support anybody, and I would never want to support anybody who thinks like that. You see, you won't know if you're bored with something new in your life, a new interest, unless you try that new interest. And only then, once you try pursuing that new interest will you know if it's something that you're going to be bored with. I thought the same for law enforcement when I wanted to become a cop. I thought the same for customer service when I worked in a customer service job. I thought the same when I wanted to become a IT technician. These are things that I was interested in and found out through dabbling in them that I was ultimately bored with those things. Or they didn't match what I really wanted to do for my future. You're not going to find that new interest unless you take that risk and jump forward and try to find and dabble in new fields in order to get a feel for what you want to do for the rest of your life. And you know what? It's okay that you're not happy doing the job that you're doing. A lot of people aren't happy with the jobs that they're set doing. Do I want to answer this one? I don't know. I don't like saying people's names publicly. I don't watch a lot of people on Twitch, but there are a few people that I watch. And one of my favorite streamers is, in fact, Soda Kite. I think I'm saying her last name right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm saying her name right. I find her absolutely adorable because she has freckles. Like, lots of freckles. And she has freckles like I have freckles, but you can't really see this in the video because my freckles pop out in the sun. I just find her absolutely adorable. I find her personality to be absolutely adorable. And of all the people that I'm subscribed to and watch on Twitch, she's definitely one of the cutest. All my friends were, but I was really never into it. I tried deeply to get into it, but it just wasn't my thing. I didn't like the TV show, and I thought the merchandise at the time was really overpriced, which is one of the reasons I didn't get into it, because I didn't have the money for it. I started off with Pokemon. My parents took away my Pokedex, my original cards, all my Game Boy games, everything Pokemon related, because I was so obsessed with Pokemon. I would have carry on tantrums when I wasn't able to do things that related to Pokemon. So they took everything away. And then after that, I resorted to Digimon. And then after Digimon, I just kind of faded out of the whole anime type of children's shows. I used to watch a lot of Ninja Turtles for Kids TV. That Ninja Turtles series, which was one of the best, not the current one on Nickelodeon. That was definitely one of my favorite shows of on 4Kids TV. I think it was Channel 13. Best Turtles animated show, hands down. Nuclear warheads. That'd be the first thing that I would want to eliminate. I'd eliminate these because I don't want the world to destroy itself. I don't want some country to get a little bit too egotistical, to get a little bit too confident, and for some reason, some country, some place does something wrong, and the next thing we know, we have a gigantic warhead headed towards us, and it wipes out half the United States of America, or any other country. I don't want... The concept of nuclear warheads terrifies me, and the fact that Russia and USA have these two gigantic things is I would eliminate both of them. Eliminate universally all of them if I possibly could, because I don't want war. I don't want any more war in this world that we already have. The second thing I'd eliminate would be hunger, thirst, pain and suffering in third world countries. I'd eliminate the sex industry that deals with sex trafficking children. If I had the power to do these things, I would do those things. I don't think I really need to explain why I would do those things, but those are the things that I would eliminate if I had the power to do so. People are always a bit shocked by my response when I answer this question in regards to capital punishment. I'm actually against capital punishment because I find it very hypocritical. It's a bit of a double standard to say murdering's bad, killing people is bad, don't do these things, but then we execute somebody by killing them. That I just find the concept of capital punishment to be a bit contradicting. However, when it comes to my personal views, if my mom, my dad, my nephew, someone in my family was murdered, I realize that this is a double standard. I realize this is hypocritical, but on an emotional level, and typically I don't go down this route. I typically don't support people making emotional arguments for why they would do something. But I support capital punishment in the case of it was someone close to me. If it was my wife, and my wife got murdered by someone, hell yeah, I'd wanted to see him killed. I'd wanted him to be euthanized with lethal injection. But outside of my family, I don't support capital punishment. But within my family, if someone was to die, get murdered, I support it. And I realize that it's hypocritical. I get that. I know it's an argument more based on emotionalism. But I accept that, and I'm being 100% transparent. I mean, as long as you're a woman, you have a great personality, and I find you attractive, sure, I'll give it a shot. I do consider myself someone open-minded, so because I've never actually tried it, I'm willing to try it. This is your open invitation, Mr. or Miss Anonymous person posting on Canid. I'm giving you the chance to hook up with me right now. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys want to ask me more questions completely anonymous, feel free to download the app known as Canid. Is linked down below in the description of this video. Once you do that, search the group Mr. Repzion. My group should pop up there. I'm wearing the fedora hat. Join my group and ask me any question. I want to push you guys forward to join my specific Mr. Repzion group on Canid because there's a very high chance your questions will be answered. That, and it's completely anonymous, so you can ask me anything and I don't know your identity. Thank you guys for watching this video. Feel free to subscribe and like this video if you liked it.